Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and you're watching Black Girl Chad. Today I have a panel of 4 of my good friends. Would you please introduce yourselves?
I'll start. Hi, I'm Carrington.
Next.
Hi, I'm Zaire.
Who's going? You want to start
I'm
this over?
Zaria.
I'm Alexa.
And I'm Zaire.
Okay. Today we are talking about the Black Lives Matter. So today we're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, and we're just giving our thoughts about some of the issues and the questions and stuff like that. So let's start. So my first question is, what does Black Lives Matter to you? Like, what does it mean to you?
To me, it means like Black people like get the same rights that their white counterparts do. Like, you shouldn't be judged like based on your skin color, and I also think it means like reparations for the past, and just knowing the culture and like because I feel like we don't learn a lot about like African American history, especially like in school, and I think it means just giving the Black culture and the Black experience the same light that you do with white and everything. So
next question.
Okay, I want to go. Okay, so to me, I guess it means it pretty much like we want, as a Black community, we want to be heard, we want to be seen, and we ultimately just want justice for all the wrongdoings. Like, we want a better system. We just want a whole new system that benefits everybody, not just Caucasians.
Yes, I agree with both of them. I feel like, yes, pretty much us trying to get justice because our lives aren't held to the same standard as like everybody else's. Like, we are beneath and we're not. Like, we should be able to have our own natural rights. We're all born with rights and we don't have them. Like, it's to pretty much, say that our lives matter just as much as everybody else's, and we shouldn't be killed just for our skin color because we can't control that.
Mm-hmm. I agree with all my fellow participants. Like, Black Lives Matter, like point blank, period. That's exactly what it is. We matter, and it's not saying other races don't matter. It's saying we matter also. Because, like they've said previously, we don't have the same respect and like just like the opportunities that white people or other races have. So like we're just saying we matter too. We need to have our voices heard. We need to have like our support and stuff like that.
Okay, I like that. So a lot of you guys are saying how, or all of you guys are saying, or how you guys don't matter, you guys don't have the same equal respect. So I wanted to know if you guys felt that the movement is taken seriously as other movements that we know of. You guys think it has the same respect, it holds the same weight as them, or is it kind of downplayed?
I think right now, this is like the most respected this movement has been. Like, it's like, I mean, when it happened, what was that, like 2016, it was just like here and there. So like now this movement is like taken really seriously. I mean, of course there are people who are like, oh, all lives matter, you shouldn't do this, like what's the point? But I think that this movement now is getting taken really seriously.
Yeah, I had recently
recently,
like, to go off of Zaire, like I think either 2016 or 2014, because I think it started with Tamir Rice or something like that. I recently read articles, so that's why. But like it's just saying, wait, oopsies. The question. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Oopsies,
okay.
Carrington.
Like, I understand. I got what you were saying. Okay, so like I'm picking back off both of them.
Go, Carrington.
I'm sorry, I just blanked, but yeah. Like, I'm picking back off both of them. I think the best things get the most backlash, and I've never seen this many races exposed in my whole 18 years of life. So like, I guess for me, this is doing a whole lot better. Well, this is getting way more attention than it did.
Exactly. Point blank. Ugh. Everyone's just hiding behind the screens, just saying whatever they want, thinking nothing's gonna happen. When that guy that was saying the N-word on the corner got punched in the face by that guy that was driving through,
as he should.
He was knocked out,
It's on site.
Not count. And oh, sorry, I remember what the question was. I forgot the question, but I think it. I did. I'm like, but I think it is more respected, like Zaire said, than it was before, and it's shown. I feel like it's Black Lives Matter, but then also it's allowing for other races and minorities to be supported as well. So I feel like it's like start having that foundation of support for minorities and Black people being the first because like we're tired of dying senselessly, not being cared about the same, not being supported as our white counterparts and all that stuff. But yes.
Okay. Alexa, do you want to add anything?
Sure. I also think that like you can honestly see like with government officials like who is like racist now. I mean like now like you can't really hide. Like it's not about like if you're a Republican or Democrat or like your political views, it's about like your moral views. And I mean, if you're supporting somebody who doesn't believe that everybody should have the same rights and other people should be like oppressed, then I feel like a lot of people are going to lose friends out of this, which they should, because if your friends don't support you and like your community and what you stand for, then they're not people that you want to be with. So I think, like as Carrington was saying, a lot of racists are getting exposed. And I think that we also just need to like work on educating. I know like Juneteenth is like going to be a really big thing this year because like everybody like knows about it now. And I think we just have to keep educating ourselves, our community, and like other people like who may not have the same views as us. We just need to educate everybody, and I think that's how we can, I don't know, bring everybody together maybe.
And also, wait, I keep talking, sorry, but also it's like we can educate others, but it also takes their initiative to be educated too, because Black people don't need to educate anyone. You educate yourself. Like you can't expect Black people to tell you about everything.
That's very true. I want to go back to what Alexa was saying when she said how a lot of people will lose friends. I wanted to know if you guys had to, to piggyback off of what Rosaria and Alexa said, did you guys have to educate any white counterparts? Did you guys have to lose any of your friends that thought differently, or have to teach some of your family members as well who thought differently or anything like that?
I would say like I haven't lost anybody. I definitely had my share of not even because I mainly talk to African Americans, like those people I normally hang around. And like not even in that community itself, like if you don't know, you probably don't, I'm a church boy, so I go to church a lot. And it was like some people in my church, they're not comprehending the same thing because it seems like every time people talk about like the protests or the Black Lives Matter movement, they always go to the riots or like the stealing and stuff. It's like, oh, well, God wouldn't want this, God wouldn't want that. And something was brought up in my church service a couple weeks ago. My pastor was like, well, listen, before anything, we were Black. Before I'm American, before I'm a man, before I'm anything, I'm Black. So if you're going to hurt people, especially like, I just don't understand how you could watch somebody die and not do anything about it. And there's like nothing, there was no wrongdoings, nothing, just based off your biases on someone's skin tone. I don't understand how there's any confusion on if this was right or wrong. I don't understand that. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think I've lost any friends because, like Carrington said, pretty much all my friends are Black. I do have like white acquaintances. Like I'm not like friends with them, but like we talk, and most of those people do speak out like every day, faithfully speaking on like telling them to sign petitions and just the only person I think I've had to educate was I guess my dad was a little confused when like people were looting or whatever.
Well, as Rosaria knows, I have I have seen some people who are uneducated about like the whole systematic racism and how, like, I don't know, I guess it's just privilege at that point. I feel like if you're not like living it, then people just like don't want to admit that people are being like their people are oppressing people, and I have seen that, and it's so disheartening, and just like I don't even have words for it. Like, it just does not make sense to me. Like, you see all this happening and you just don't say anything and you go about like your daily life. Like, I see people posting like really cute like selfies about them and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like, this whole thing isn't happening, and like people aren't Black people aren't dying on the daily because of police brutality. And so yeah, I think I am going to lose, I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances, because my friends stay woke, like you guys.
I don't understand how you could have so much hate towards one race to where when people are dying, you don't care about it at all. Like, you know, if it were to be flipped around and white people were the ones dying and getting killed by police, I was like, oh, you know, who cares? Like, this isn't right. They're people too. Like, why are they being killed? So I don't see how people can think like that. But yeah.
For me, I haven't had like anyone lost. Because like you all said, I stay around woke people. We understand we're fighting, but I did have to unfollow like influencers that weren't talking about the thing. Like, I just felt that really disrespectful, because your fans can support you, but you can't support the people that support you. That didn't make any sense. And then I do have people that I talk to that like their family, they don't understand, and they have to educate their family, and like it's causing like a rift between them. And then it's just like it doesn't make sense. Like, and then you know who with that picture or whatever, and then getting backlash, hilarious. But anyway, it's just like it's just like, I don't, like everyone said, I don't understand why this is a problem, like a debate. Like, it's literally human rights, wanting the right to live like everyone else. Like, it shouldn't be a debate, it shouldn't be controversial, it should be point blank, this is what's happening. You get like, it shouldn't be like, oh, it's just disgusting. Like, that we have to,
I think we need to pay attention to the celebrities, because lots of people are saying, oh, you know, just because they're celebrities don't mean they have to speak on it. But they have the platform to educate people. They have lots of followers where they can educate people on what's happening. And I think people need to pay attention to who's speaking on it and who's not, because if they're not speaking on it, they're most likely not for Black lives, whether they're Black or white. Because some people just, you know, think because they're celebrities, it's not going to affect them. Like, I've seen some celebrities and they're just posting like nothing's going on. Like, they're just posting everyday lives and drinking, living exotic. And it's like, we're struggling right now. Like, you should be trying to speak on our Black lives. Like, you're Black, especially, for Black celebrities. I don't see how you couldn't speak on what's going on when you are Black. Like, just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean that this can't happen to you. So I feel like we should pay attention to.
Well, yeah, piggybacking off of what Zaire said with celebrities and stuff, I'm also tired of seeing these little videos and these pictures of you just holding up a sign. If you have money to give to these families who are losing their family members, or to people, Chrissy Teigen, I applaud Chrissy Teigen because she tweeted that she was giving money out to bail out protesters. I applaud that, because they're using your funds, your resources to actually help. I don't want no video of you saying, I'm here for you, I'm with you. No, I want action. I'm tired of talking. I want action. Do something about it.
Exactly. I'm tired of these like appeasement, like performative things, like the kneeling with the politicians and stuff. Like, what is that going to do? It's literally just for a photo
wearing
op.
kente cloth.
Like,
what?
Exactly, the fake one too. Like, what are you talking about? But also, like the celebrities. It's just like, I don't like, because it's their money and they can do what they want. But like, why not put it towards good? Because you know you have Black fans and minority fans, so why aren't you supporting them like they support you? Like I said, it's just like, it doesn't make sense.
They are your
like
money.
Some of them,
For real.
and it's like some of them may be doing stuff in private, but I feel like not that like you have to be public about it, but like, why not? Like, you're doing good. You want to show off that you're doing good, like, to an extent, because you don't want to be bragging about it. But yeah.
For that, I guess it's because some people, like you guys are saying, like with the police kneeling just for a picture, I guess some celebrities are just, posting a little sign or posting a black box to be like, oh yeah, I'm for Black Lives, but really they aren't. So there are some celebrities who don't speak up all the time about it, but they are doing stuff. Like I know, like J. Cole, he doesn't, post all the time, but he's protesting with the people all the time. So, you just got to pay attention to what they're doing, because some people you'll know that they're not for us. Even if they, just post a little black box, you'll know. So just pay attention.
Period. At the end of the day.
Well, since you guys are talking about celebrities, I wanted to talk about how celebrities are using the Black Lives Matter movement as a trend. So I want to touch bases on YG when he used the protest as a time for him to shoot his music video, and this one boy on TikTok who used the Black Lives Matter movement as a aesthetic to shoot a video and try to get famous.
I saw that.
Yeah, I wanted to know your guys' opinions on both situations.
They're stupid.
YG, I haven't listened to, or saw YG's video. I know, like, Lil Baby, he used the protest, but not just to, like, oh, here's a new song, but it's like, it's about Black lives.
Yeah.
So, but YG, I haven't listened to his music video or seen it to know what it's really about to speak on it.
Yeah.
But for the white guy, yes, I saw that, and I saw that he was asking the police, begging them to handcuff him, to make it seem like, he was for us and getting arrested, trying to protest, when all reality he was just trying to make a TikTok video, which is like disgusting. I don't see how you could use our Black lives struggling to make a aesthetic video to get followers and views. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. To clarify, I was saying the white boy was stupid. I, like Zaire, I didn't hear nothing about the YG. I don't know what that is, but he was stupid for doing that, and he got called out.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I
feel like
but it sounds like that's like a terrible thing. Like that's it's profiting off of other people's struggles, and that's just I mean it's what like it's what a lot of these corporations are doing right now too. Like oh look, we're like standing with you. We posted up like as Carrington was saying, like a black box, so see how we're all in this together. But then like big corporations, they do have the money to like donate to places like to people, but no, like they're just gonna say it, but they're not gonna do any action and take initiative on anything. So
yeah, it was like this whole BuzzFeed article of like corporations and like organizations and companies showing like realizing now that Black Lives Matter. Like I know the first one was the Met Gala, and they were talking about how, I forget the lady's name who like is like the head of it or whatever. She was talking about how like you do better by the do better by the Black creators and Black writers and stuff like that. Like, because it's just like it's like so disgusting how deeply ingrained it is in our culture and society to like put down Black people. Like Band-Aid just now released like different skin tone Band-Aids. Like you should have been doing that like
years ago.
Like what? Yeah, exactly. But it was like 30 or something like that, like of things. So check it out on BuzzFeed or whatever.
Well, so you guys were talking about the statements of companies and celebrities. I wanted to ask you guys if you felt like they are truly allies. Like you guys said, there's companies like Fashion Nova, Band-Aid brand, what else? Pretty Little Things, who have been called out by Black influencers and now are speaking up. I wanted to know if you guys feel like they're actually for the people, or because they're being called out and because this is a trend now, they have to put out a statement.
Yeah, I believe think that like if I think that like if it happened after the fact, after people had to, hey, Black Lives Matter is happening. If like it happened after the fact, they're not for it. I know there are companies who did it without even having to be told. Like they see what's going on and they're disgusted by it and they're speaking out on it, using their platform and company to speak out on it. But yeah, I feel like if you did it after the fact, after you got tweets and DMs and reports, then they're not really for it. They just didn't want to lose followers or supporters.
I feel like some people are catching on to the way of like, we're tired of supporting people who don't support us. So I believe some people are doing it as a money thing. Like I saw one like I've seen different tweets and stuff with different companies. I was like, oh, like Black people, they made our brand, they did this, they did that. It was like, we understand that, but I just, again, I'm just so tired of hearing, we hear you, we see you. I don't need you to hear me and see me. I just need you to fight for me. Not even fight for me, fight with me.
Fight with, exactly.
It's just like, what are your words doing? Like, I don't need you to tweet something. I need you to give money towards protesters. I need you to encourage people to vote so we don't have no whack behind president like the one we have now. I don't need you to tweet. I don't need you to tweet for me. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Fashion Nova has ever really been, for the people. Because, I mean, it's like fast fashion, which is like a whole nother story. Like,
different video.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. I am with like what Carrington and Zaire are saying. Like, they're just doing it for the movement, and like they don't want to appear racist or anything. I mean, it's the same thing that like a lot of like celebrities, like anybody who has anything to like lose, like they're all like, I'm not racist, I promise. Like, see, I posted a black box. Like, there's no way I could be racist after that. But they're not, like, they have the power to like make changes and everything. And like Elon Musk, like during the COVID thing, he threatened wherever his company, like the Tesla company is, that he would like move to another state if they wouldn't let him open again. But like, I want to see that type of like determination and like that fighting for something that matters more than like, oh, you won't let me open because people might die from that. But people are dying like in the Black community every day, so I don't understand.
So I wanted to get back on the protesting place. I know that you, Rosaria, and Carrington have all been to the protest. I wanted to talk about what you guys saw, what people were shouting, different races that were there, what type of signs were there, just how was the atmosphere altogether.
Me and Alexa went together to the one that was in Cleveland downtown, and it was like really moving. Like it was like the chants were like sort of disorganized, so that was funny. But it was like really moving. Like with like the I Can't Breathe. Like I sort of like teared up a little bit inside because I'm like, he really couldn't breathe. Don't laugh, like, but he really couldn't breathe. Like it's just like it really hit close to home. Like I'm saying I can't breathe as I'm breathing right now, and he literally died saying that. Like what sense? But there were like a lot of the signs I didn't really see them because they're in front of me, but they were like really like overall it's just like nice seeing everyone together. There were like a lot of different people, like white people, Black people, other minorities, stuff like that. So it was just like really nice seeing everyone together. But then also, of course, afterwards, like after like the peaceful part, that's when it got crazy. Like when the police car was set on fire and stuff like that. And like I don't know if it was like fact, but apparently there were like 4 white guys that did that, and then that's what turned it all crazy. And then when we were walking, and then they got to the police building, and that's when they like started getting like iffy, like because they were like standing in front of the police building with the police outside, and like they were just standing and then yelling like it's fine or whatever. But like I feel like that's when like stuff started really popping off, and, like tension started to rise. But overall, the general, it was peaceful. It was unity, and I liked it. Recommend. Stay safe, but recommend.
I'll say my experience was, you gonna go?
Go on here.
Like I went to the protest in Beechwood, and like my experience was sort of similar, but it just got messed up because they had Tamir Rice's mother come, and she was talking to us about it. And then before her, there was this white woman who got up, and she was talking. She was like, "Oh, the system has failed you guys, like this and that." Then she started comparing it to the Holocaust. She was a Jewish lady. And it just, after the march, I just had to leave because it didn't sit right with me that, for one, the system didn't fail any African-American person because the system was built to keep the African-American person down. Cops were made to catch slaves, so I don't understand how they were ever meant to protect us. I don't get that. And then, please do not ever compare slavery to the Holocaust. The Holocaust, a horrible situation. It should never have happened. Slavery went on for 400 years and it's still going on in certain parts of the world today. Even in America, it's going on just different forms. The Holocaust was, I don't know how long it went on, but it's over. You're not still oppressed for being Jewish. You're not oppressed for having blue eyes or blonde hair. You're not oppressed for that. Me as a chocolate person, I'm going to be forever oppressed until this situation is solved. I will forever be stared at a fancy store because of the stereotype that Black men steal. I will forever be looked at different by cops because I'm a Black man. That, it doesn't correlate. So please do not ever say that. So after that point, I had to leave. But the march in itself was fine. We protested. We said what we had to say. We were allowed, like, people who set it up were Black people. And they were cool, they were fine. It was just something about what she said that didn't sit right with me, that to the point, like, I had to leave, because I know for myself, y'all know, like, if I get upset, it's going to show. And I was with the people I did not want to get upset with. So I just had to leave. But for the purpose of the cause, I was here for it.
Yeah, like with the Holocaust too, like it was like 6 million Jewish people died on top of like the other people that died. But then it's like with in the Congo with the Belgian guy, like he killed like 15 million plus Black people. They got their hands cut off to track them or whatever. It's just like things like that we don't learn about in history. The Holocaust is always a unit every single year in history. And it's like things like that. Like I learned that in world history for 1 year, and I chose to take that class. But we are forced to learn about white European history, and which is fine. But like we also need to have that same appreciation and care and understanding for African history and African American history. But yeah, that's it. I just want to say that.
Okay.
Yes, I feel like that is something should be mandatory.
Exactly.
I feel like that's something that should be mandatory, because I feel like the only time I really learned about Black history was my sophomore year with Mr. Isaac, who is a minority. He's Indian, and we actually learned about African history, and it wasn't just for 2-3 days, which is usually what we'll learn about in regular history classes. And I feel like African American history should not be an elective. It should be mandatory. Like, why is it mandatory for us to learn about, like you said, European and white people's history and not our own history? Like, that's not the only history that happened.
Exactly.
There's Black people who don't know anything about their history. Lots of the things that I learned were either from watching like movies, or my dad telling me, reading books, or the only 2 years I was able to learn about my history.
Or Instagram.
Yeah.
So do you guys believe that? Oh, go ahead, Alexa.
Oh, I just thought about. Oh wait, Alexa, yeah, you need to go.
Yeah, where'd you
What I was gonna say was like back to like the protest. I believe that like it's a gateway, like it's just a scapegoat for like a lot of white people who are like there for malicious like reasons to just like break into a store and buy shoes, or like you even see cops breaking into places. Like it's ridiculous. Like and then they're gonna the majority of them, if not all of them, like are
Alexa, we can't hear you.
Hello? Oh, that. Alexa, get out and then come back in. Oh,
No one wants you to talk.
we couldn't hear you.
This is all bad.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I think it's working now. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
Start over.
Wait, you guys didn't hear anything?
We heard when you talked about the protests and how it was like a scapegoat for white
Yeah,
people.
that's what we heard.
After that, it was iffy.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I gotta drink water for that.
hold on,
Just get your water.
I'm dead. We heard the scapegoat, like it's just a scapegoat for white people.
Yeah.
And like you see police like going in there and like stealing stuff too, and it's just the protesters are being blamed for like things that the majority, if not all of them, like have nothing to do with. They're just minding their own business, like fighting for a cause that they think is very important. And it's ridiculous to that, like, the left media, like, so I watched CNN, and then like sometimes I'll watch like Fox News to like see like what the other like media is saying, and they're always like, oh well, you see, we need to just stop all these protests because people are breaking into stores, and it's just like riots, like you can't, this is why Black people can't gather, or something like stupid. And what really like irked my soul was that time when everybody was like marching, especially like in DC, and then the president tear gassed like the whole peaceful crowd to go get his photo op. Right after
with a Bible he doesn't even believe in. Sorry.
Amen.
Right after he said that he is like enlisting civilians to use their Second Amendment rights to like keep the protest or enforce order in their protest. Like,
And then went in the bunker.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Turn the White House off.
Scary.
First time
like,
in
we
history.
know
What?
we know who the Second Amendment right really serves. Like if you see a Black person with a gun, like they're shot, but he's like allowing these white supremacists to
Kent State girl.
get away.
Exactly. Oh, we hate her. Caitlin Bennett, we don't like you. We do not like you.
This
That's the girl from
because
Kent.
She doodled on herself, and then she want to have a whole
All right.
listen, when I see you get lit up, ain't no words.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
guys.
Wait, I have one more comment.
Go ahead.
And it's crazy how like America is so horrible that the Confederate flag, the losing side, can wave their flag even though it signifies slavery and oppression. But in Germany, the Nazi flag is banned. You can't have that in public, nowhere in sight. But like, what?
Yeah.
The correlate, like, okay, whatever. Yeah, that was it.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Rosaria, like, okay. So I am interning for this place called Interreligious Task Force, and so one of my topics that like I am working on is how like mass genocides, like the Cambodian genocide in the Hutsi or
Rwanda.
Yeah, I forget their names. Yeah, but like how what led up to that is like similar to like what is happening in the U.S. and like how it's like we're gonna get up to that point at some point if we don't do anything about this. Like this is what like the government is like creating, like a hostile like environment that oppresses like races and then creates a superiority complex for white people, and it's just like it's so ridiculous. Sick.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Disgusting. Sorry.
So, Alexa, like you said, so you're saying that you think it's going to start being like more of a race war in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's already like kind of I feel like our president now, if you want to even call him that,
a man, not even a man, pest.
If he, if he's in office for another 4 years, like it's gonna be ridiculous because he's just getting white supremacists, like he's on their side. When they had that thing in Charlottesville, remember, like when white supremacists like ran over people, and he was like, there's some bad people on both sides. Okay, but one side did not kill, like run over and like maliciously attempt to kill these people who are being peaceful. Like, how are you gonna say that? And if that's not like setting people's like mind, like that he does not make any sense with what he says, and he is just an incompetent like human being, like then there's something wrong, like morally in your soul that makes you want to keep listening to what he's saying. Like they need, even his lawyer like cannot keep up with like his stupidity. I mean, I guess they're both stupid, but it's just I don't understand how America can still be so divided when this man is in office. And like that's how Americans think. That's how some Americans think. I just can't comprehend that he is like the spokesperson for like for a lot of white America. Like, it's just ridiculous. I wouldn't say a lot, but some, like,
Yeah. The loud few. Ugh.
yes.
Well, I wanted to talk about if you guys, at what age did you guys feel like racism and colorism was an issue for where you lived? Like, if you had an experience of your first experience of colorism and racism and stuff like that.
For me, since I was a child, but like at the time, I didn't notice. You know how like people would make little colorist statements. Like I know people used to be like, "Oh, you're an African booty scratcher," and people would be like, that was like a popular little thing to say. And like at the time, like I never found it funny. People would laugh, and I was like, I don't see how it's funny. We're all black here, but I didn't realize that it was like colorist. And yeah, for a long time, people would come for people who are dark skinned, and like it's like now it's praise, but only for men. People love black men, but just black women because of their skin. They praise light skinned light skinned girls and just light skinned guys. And I feel like for a long time that's still going on, which is sad because that's been here since slavery times. Like that's how it worked, and we're still doing what they do. But yeah, once I got older, I started to notice that was like colorism, and I thought it should end, because like how are we ever supposed to come together as one if we keep dividing each other? Like, oh, who do you like better, light skins or dark skins? At the end of the day, we're all black, and we all have the same problems. So yeah,
like I can say the same thing as Zaire. Like I think I've always known it, but it was so normalized. I didn't think anything of it until I got into high school. Because I can be very much honest. When I was in elementary school, I was very much whitewashed, very much so.
Dang.
Like it was like that's just how it was. But then as I got older and like started, like I'm still learning about myself now. But like when I started learning more about myself and who I am as a person, as a black person, as that. I guess like my freshman year, like when it really like hit home, because I don't know what it was, but it's just like the way that people treat you when you're a black person. Like that's what opened my eyes, because I've always been sheltered, I guess. So when I started going out there more, it's like, oh, people really don't like me because of color of my skin. Like that's crazy. It's like it was just crazy to me how I didn't know that this was going on the majority of my life. When I found out about it, that's when things went left for other people.
I don't know. I feel like people should start teaching their kids young to love their skin color, because I feel like a lot of people growing up black didn't like their skin color. Like I feel like that's a phase for a lot of black people. Like I don't know, like if you have like a lot of white friends, you're like, oh, I want my hair to look like that. Like why can't my hair be long and straight like that?
Especially for black girls.
And it's like, oh, all these people are so light. Am I supposed to be like that? Like I know I had a phase where I was like, oh, I want my hair to be like that. So like instead of letting my mom take care of my hair the right way, I was always wanting it to be straightened. And if I had braids in, I would wear them for a week because I wanted it to be out and wear my hair. And it was super damaged because I just wanted my hair to be like theirs. So I feel like, everyone should teach their kids, if you have any younger siblings, cousins, nieces, teach them to love their blackness, because it's, you should grow up loving your skin and not thinking that there's something wrong with it.
Piggybacking off what Zaire said, I remember, well, y'all all remember, I had the lowest buzz cut possible for like the majority of my life. Because now I have to check out my Instagram, but not gonna see it right because it's messed up.
The plug is in
But
here,
it's like,
I can braid it.
shut up.
Braid.
But it was like, shut up.
Okay.
It is like, I guess like the reason because of it was like, because when I was little, that's what I was taught was professional. Like that was the only acceptable thing, because anything else was just nappy, messy. Now it's like when I started getting the buzz cut, I had waves for a minute, and even then it was like, that's the professional hairstyle. You want to be professional. Like I know for my parents, now I think this is another thing, like systematic racism, also internalized racism. because my mother is a dark skinned woman. My father is like, he's a little bit lighter than me. And with stuff that they went through in their time periods, they would always say to me like, if you want to get a job, you need to look this kind of way. You need to wear a suit. You need to talk this kind of way. I guess they're trying to teach me stuff that they internally felt. Because like I know from my mother as a dark skinned woman, she was hustling since she was 13. That's where I think I get like most of my stuff from. Because she had to make it for herself. Because in corporate America, a black woman with curly hair, that don't mix well. You need to have a slick back bun. Your hair needs to be permed. You just can't look like yourself. So I guess like, especially when she was talking about the families, we just have to start letting stuff go and start having real talk with kids. I know for myself, like I adopt kids. Like I talk to a lot of kids. Like they call me Funkle C, whatever at my church. Like I'll make sure I talk to them like, you are beautiful just the way you are. Your hair is beautiful. You yourself as a person is beautiful, no matter what color your skin. You're a person and you deserve respect. I feel like that needs to be taught all across the board.
Yeah, like going back to like what Zaire and Carrington said, like with realizing like racism, colorism and stuff like that. I was very whitewashed. Like Carrington said, he was very, very whitewashed, had a lot of white friends, didn't really know nothing about nothing, just living life, ignorant as always. And then I feel like Carrington said, freshman year of high school, that's when it really hit that like, wait a second. But I feel like that was like the introduction, but then like really this year with like exposing myself to like different like Instagram pages and YouTube videos and articles and stuff like that. That's when like how deep this stuff runs, that's when it like really hit, and that's when like I was like, oops. But like I take like higher level classes, and like being like the only black person for majority or whatever, or like just like seeing like the difference between like all these white people, white girls and then white boys, and then like 4 black people and then like 2 Asian people, whatever. It's just like, it really sort of disheartening. And I sort of feel like now that like I sort of did that to like prove like that black people, or like myself is like worthy and like are on the same level. And like I don't know if that's like sort of like mess with like my mentality of like my worth or whatever, but like I feel like it shouldn't even have to be like that, because like just going to school and just seeing like the differences between like the lower level classes having like more black people than the higher level classes having more white people, like that shouldn't exist. And like that stuff starts young, like so young, like literally like 3rd grade or earlier.
Like,
like it just starts so young, like, and it's crazy.
You know, ELA, like that's, I think that's 3rd grade, right?
Yeah, like 3rd grade, 5th, 6th grade, like it starts so young with like, because like I was
little reading test.
Exactly, like just showing, like seeing like the levels of like the white kids, because like their parents, like it's not all black families, but it's just a commonality seeing like that, like parents like aren't not supportive. I don't know how to say it without like, 'cause I'm not trying to say whatever, but like basically it's like,
like they push them more.
Yeah, like they don't have as many opportunities, and like that connection that like white families have to like have those like private tutors, or like just push them to do their homework and stuff like that. Because it just happens. I don't know why. Like I had to teach myself like how to do school, because my parents couldn't really help me. So like it's sort of things like that. Like they can't help, or like they're not always there to, because like literally it's a whole cycle. Like parents having to work all the time, so the kids have to learn how to grow up themselves and teach themselves and stuff. But then like they don't know like the guidance. This is going off topic, but anyway, yes. Like like it's just like the disparities within school. It's just like, what? Like why? Like why does it have to be like that? It just doesn't make sense. And it starts early, like Zaire said. Teach your kids to love themselves. They are worth everything in life. They can do anything they want. Point blank period. Nobody has no say other than you and what.
My earpod died.
Also, and also piggybacking off what
Why is
Rosiah
it
said.
not working?
Piggybacking off of what Rosiah said.
Okay.
Was like even like Caucasian people, teach your kids too. Like it's not just a black thing. Everyone needs to be taught respect for all people. You need to respect people who look different than you, who love different than you. You need to respect people at the end of the day. That's it. You just
Exactly.
need to teach your kids honest respect. And you need to be an example of that. Don't go to no drive-through. And I saw a meme, and it was like, it was this white woman talking to her child, and it was a homeless man outside. Go to school so you don't end up like him. There was another woman with her child. It was like, if you go to school, you can help somebody like him. It's all about how you teach your child and the example that you are.
Exactly.
If you
Yeah.
show them how to be racist, they're ultimately going to end up with the Confederate flag saying, I hate the niggers. Like,
Oop.
that's
Oh,
ultimately
no
what they're going to
cursing,
do.
no cursing.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Oh, dead. Yeah.
Well, so since we're on the topic of school,
Wait, I want to answer.
sorry, go.
Okay. So as everybody knows, or all of you know, like I'm mixed, and so like I kind of see like my dad's side of the family who is black, and my mom's side of the family who's white. So I kind of like see the difference in like races or culture, maybe, I don't know. But well, for me, like people don't know like what I am. Like I am kind of racially like ambiguous, people may say. And so like whenever like I go to like a party or something, or I like meet a new person, their first question to me is always like, what are you? And I think we need to like get out of that mindset that you have to like have like racially identify the person who you're speaking with, because like what is the point? Like and so like I've been at parties or something, and it'll be like a group of like white people and stuff, and they'll just like be like saying the N-word like around me, and I'm like because they don't know that I'm black, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, are you serious? But then like I'll also like my mom, she used to like live in like Southern Ohio, and so when I go down there, my great grandma, she used to like be in a nursing home over there, and so she would always like call me like, or she'd say, yeah, that's my little colored granddaughter over there. Like, yeah, her mom. Yeah, I know. And she's like, yeah, your mom, or her mom, like was with like a black man. Like, I don't know why, but like, yeah, like it was just like.
Let me move my bangs so I can hear.
No, really.
I gotta ask you some questions.
It was just so like, what? But it's also like a senior home, so you know, old people being set in their ignorant, stupid ways. But it was also like some of the staff down there that kind of like looked at me and was like, hi, like, what are you doing here? And it's also like it's been hard, like kind of like finding my own identity also, because like I feel like I'm not black enough for like black people, and I'm not white enough for white people. So it's like, I don't know, it's like confusing, and I don't really know very many like mixed people. So like, yeah, it's just trying to like find like where I fit in. And I do have like a very mixed family.
Yeah.
Like I have black, white, my stepdad is Hispanic. So like I have a lot of different
variety
is around me. And it's kind of just like interesting to see like how, like when I have like a graduation party or something, like something for me, and they all like have to come together, like how they like mingle together, like it's just interesting because they have like different cultures and like different things that they do, and so like creating like an atmosphere that's like inclusive for everybody is like different. So yeah, that's my take.
Well, okay, so I want to ask Alexa, do you feel like you've grown from all the experiences that you went through as a mixed person? Do you feel like you're closer to finding where you are, like where you fit in, and I guess?
Well, like for all throughout high school, like I really only hung out with like black people. Like I don't really hang out with white people that much.
Yeah.
They're not fun.
Okay.
Like I don't really know like what it is. Like I just feel like maybe it's just like our school or something,
Yeah.
but like the white people at our school just make me feel some type of way,
Okay.
like like they.
Thank
I
God
don't
we
know.
done.
What?
Carrington.
What he
I said
said?
thank God we done.
Okay, please. Let's move on.
Because,
Let
like,
Alexa speak.
I just feel like
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. They're,
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them. I'm not gonna say all of them, but like a lot of them, like they form their own like groups and everything too. Which I guess like black people do too. Like we have our own group.
Mhm.
But I feel like I am not like that much closer, like finding like my identity. Like I feel like it might be like a lifelong journey or something, like finding out like where, I don't know, like, cause like I don't,
It is.
cause I don't,
And that's okay.
Mhm.
Bless
like
you.
I don't know like where
Thank
I.
you.
Where did she go?
Yeah, my ear just popped up.
She sneezed and popped in.
Alexa?
Oh
Oh,
Hey.
sweetie.
popped up. I was like, wait. She just sneezed. Oh, Alexa.
I just texted her.
Did her phone die?
I hope not. It was a,
What in the ghetto is
That was a
going
good
on?
conversation.
yeah, it really was.
Yes, that was a real
It was.
talk. Wow.
Exactly. Oh,
You guys
Oh, we
want to
can't
wait
speak about
for
that
her?
experience.
You guys want
Are
to
we gonna
wait?
talk about something else until she gets
Yes,
here?
we
Or
can.
What, move on or wait?
Wait,
are
did
we gonna come
she
back to the
answer
topic when
you?
she comes back?
No, she didn't
She
answer
didn't text
yet.
back.
Her phone might have been dead. I think it's
but
dead.
she should have been charging it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought she was at.
Yeah.
That
Well, do you guys want to take a quick intermission?
Yeah, we can.
so you just
Okay,
gonna
let
stop
me
recording
stop.
and then we just keep talking?
This was good conversation, guys.